Hey, what's up, our science crew? It's Mr. Cloud coming back to you right now from his house in North Belmore, New York, ladies and gents. It is April of 2020, and I'm here to talk to you about identifying igneous rocks. I hope you watched the first video of this series. This series is now all about, hey, if I have an unknown rock in front of me, how do I know what it is specifically? And what we have to do is we have to use the Earth Science reference tables. And what I want you to do right now is I want you to pause this video, take out your reference tables, and turn to page number 6. All right, let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so let's take a look at the first sample that we're going to look at. All right, guys, so what we have here is something unknown. Okay, so I'm specifically looking at this, and I'm going to take a look at its characteristics. Now, what's the first thing that jumps out at you? Well, there are all these different colors, mostly black and gray and maybe some tan there. So they're the large crystals, and those crystals are intergrown crystals. That's how I know it's an igneous rock. Then the next question I should ask myself is, hey, what kind of cookie is this? Remember from the last video? Is it chocolate chip or is it a vanilla wafer? Well, in this case, it looks to me like it's a chocolate chip cookie. That does not look like a vanilla wafer. So what I'm going to do now is go to the scheme for igneous rock identification. What I want to do is take you through a couple of the steps and get you familiar with what this table actually looks like. Okay? So I'm going to use the highlighter tool here that I have, and I'm going to take you through it. So we said before, this is a chocolate chip cookie. So if it's chocolate chip, it had a long time to cool down. So this is going to be an intrusive rock. Okay, there you go. It's going to be intrusive. Your choices are either intrusive or extrusive. Now, I've determined that it's a chocolate chip cookie and it's intrusive, so that's narrowed down my choices so much. So pretty much, let me show you that. Okay, so this rock could potentially be granite, pegmatite, diorite, gabbro, peridotite, or dunite down over here. Okay, potentially any one of these. So how do you narrow down your choices? Well, what you're going to have to do, guys, is you're going to have to make your way over to the left side or the right side of this chart. How the scheme works is that if your rock sample is lighter in color, you're going to stick with the left side over here. If it's darker in color, you're going to stick with this side over here. Well, if we look back at this sample, this is lighter in color. It's not fully dark or darker. Yes, there's some black there, but this is still considered to be pretty light in color. So I'm going to stick, guys, now with these two choices. I have either 1 granite or 2 pegmatite. Why? Because I discovered that this is going to be lighter in color. Lighter means lower density. It also means that it's rich in silicon and aluminum. It's felsic, right? So how do I narrow that down between granite and pegmatite? They're very similar rocks. The key, guys, here is going to be now the texture. Okay, so is my sample going to be coarse or is it going to be very coarse? Well, it takes a little bit of a trained eye here. But if you look at the sample, those are supremely large crystals, right? Those are like ridiculously large, okay? This must have been buried very deeply, and it must have taken a very long time to cool down, but these crystals are very well defined. This is an example of something that's very coarse, okay? So what is this, okay? This is, let's see here. If it's between this and this, well, what do you guys think? This is definitely pegmatite. For sure. Okay? You want to do another one? Let's do another one right now. Okay? So I'm going to get rid of my tools, to my writing tools. I'm going to go down to my next sample here. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do is have you guys take a look at this. What I want you to do is pause the video. When you're ready, we'll break it down together. All right, I'd like you to pause the video right now. All right, guys, here we go. Let's give it a try now. All right, so I look at this sample. Is this a chocolate chip cookie or a vanilla wafer? Does it have really big crystals or they're really small? Well, when I look at this sample here, I don't see any crystals really at all. And if they're there, they're there. They're extremely small. I would need a hand lens or something like that. So in this case, guys, I'm going to go back to my tools here. All right, let's do some highlighting. And let's break it down. Is it intrusive or extrusive? Well, vanilla wafer, even though this is not tan, it's very dark in color, this is going to be extrusive. Bang. That's my first. Okay. After that, what I probably would do for this one is I would go to my texture next. So here we go. I go to texture. right? And does this look glassy over here? Does it look like a piece of glass? Nah, it doesn't resemble that at all. It's not going to be that. Or is it fine, or is it vesicular? So here are your choices. Is it glassy? Is it fine? Or is it vesicular, which means gas pockets all over the whole entirety of the rock? In this case, it's going to be fine. All right, that's it. So now what do I do? Well, you only have three choices. You have rhyolite, andesite, and you have basalt. Could be diabase, but supremely rare rock, and for our science purposes, you'll never have to identify it. So rhyolite, andesite, or basalt. This is jet black. What do you think your final answer is, guys? It should have been, the answer is, well, it's basalt. All right, that's what it's going to be. Okay, it's basalt. Okay, this guy right over here. All right, guys, let's do another one. All right, so if I click down over here, let me get rid of this feature of writing. Let's go to my next one. All right, guys, take a look at the sample, take your time, pause the video right now. All right, we're back, guys. Here we unknown sample. We're taking a look at it, guys. This is really unique looking. It's got holes all over it. All right, so I'm guessing you might be able to figure out what that texture is, guys. Okay, and this texture that we see here is pretty obvious to us trained geologists. It's vesicular. Don't worry, I can tell you. There you go. It's vesicular. All right, so wow. Okay, so that's going to really help us out, very, very much here, because what we can do is we can really find, there's only a few rock samples, especially on the scheme for igneous rock identification, that are vesicular, and it's going to be pumice, scoria, vesicular rhyolite. Here are your choices over here. Okay, in earth science class, guys, you're going to have two choices. Your two choices, all right, that you're going to have are going to be pumice and scoria. That's what it's going to be. Okay, so what do you think the next step is? Well, the next step is by going down here and saying, okay, is this going to be really light in color, or is it going to be darker in color? Uh-oh. Let me go to my highlighter. I like using the highlighter. Okay, is it darker or is it lighter? Well, if I go back to the sample, this is clearly dark. It's not white. It's a kind of gray, but it's dark. So what do you think your final choice is? Well, this is definitely going to be, guys, well, I'm pretty sure you probably guessed it. All right, guys, it's going to be scoria. That's what it is. Okay? All righty, guys. So I just want to take some time to go through the reference tables with you and help you out a little bit. I hope this video helps out for the upcoming PDF that we're going to be working on attached to a Google form coming at you tomorrow morning. This is Mr. Cloud coming from North Belmar. Good to see you guys. Hope everyone's doing well.